Alright YouTubes, in today's video we've got a Fiat 500 in for quite a substantial bit of damage. So we've got to repair this quarter panel, which is nasty. These Fiat quarter panels, I've repaired quite a few of these, and yeah, when they get hit they seem to go all over the place. So yeah, most of this is going to be filler. There's a lot going on with it really. The inner's in, the inner and the outer of these quarter panels, so they always separate. Whenever they get hit on this arch, the inners always go in as well. So yeah, quite a bit of repairing to do. So repairing this quarter panel, this door's got a bit of a nasty crown in it and a bit of repair work to do. An annoying matte coloured handle, so we've got to do a matte handle with it, and a little bit on the front, just a smart repair on the front bumper corner. Going to get the repairing done on this, get the pulling tower out, be a combination of pulling tower and the pin puller, get it all repaired and up to primer stage. Be something a little bit different on the painting side. So I've got a new product that I've been using, and it's a one visit modifier for the MIPA base coat. So if you're not regular to my channel, all the painting's done with MIPA products, the whole paint system. And they've got it's called ETR paint additive, and it's to turn the base coat into a one visit type base coat. So you apply all the coats and the drop coat in one go. I've done a couple of jobs with it so far, and I've been impressed with it, to be honest with you. MIPA are not really pushing it in this country. They're concerned about people not drying it properly, and they sort of don't want to come back. They've done some testing and they said it's fine within their environment, because they've got a proper state-of-the-art spray booth where they do all their testing at their paint centre, where you can go training and stuff like that. So they said it's not an issue for them, but they know it needs proper drying out. So after testing, they were a bit concerned about pushing it in the UK market. They said it's being pushed in the German market where MIPA's manufactured, but after testing it, they thought they're not going to bother pushing it in this market because of people's setups. Really, not everyone's got the most ideal setup, but most people that use water base, you adapt to your setup, and you know you've got to get that water base dry for it to be successful. So that's why they're not really pushing it, but they let me have some. They've seen the channel, and yeah, I'm in contact with them quite a lot about their products. So they've sent me some out to try it, and I've done 2 straight colours with it so far, and yeah, I was really pleased with it, to be honest with you. It really suited my spraying style, to be honest with you, and I found it quicker. So in the paint stage video, I'm going to be using it on this, and I haven't used it on a metallic yet, so it'd be interesting to see how well it blends and all that. That's what I need to find out, and how good the metallic is. It does say that it can change the colour slightly, deviate the colour a little bit and change the shading. It does say that on the data sheet. I'm going to be blending this anyway, and the 2 jobs that I have done with it, even though they're straight colours, without comparing it to a normal mix, I didn't have any colour issues. One of them was frozen white, and we all know how bad that is, and it matched all right. So you never know, it might have improved it. So that'd be something different, and you may be interested in seeing that going on. I'm really interested in seeing how it goes on when we get to that stage of the video, talk about it a bit more in depth. Start grinding some of this paint off and start pulling this panel about. Right then, that's the Fiat 500 all-in primer. So I'll give you a quick look at it. Repairs come out okay. It's not 100% perfect, but considering it was quite a nasty bit of damage on that quarter, I'm fairly pleased with it. It's all right. So that's me for 4+1 primer on there. I wanted a good bit of build on there. Feature line's a little bit sharper than what it should be, but I always do that. So I can soften it up in the primer, a little bit to feather in through that. It's always a little bit tricky when the wheel arches roll sort of on the inside there. That transition, sometimes a filler can look a little bit wobbly, but primer should lose that little bit of line. Now it's time to get it all prepped for paint. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. And in the next video we're going to be prepping this up and painting it with a one visit modifier from MIPA. So it'll be my first time using it on a metallic colour. I've only used it a couple of times so far, and both those jobs have been straight colours. Really looking forward to seeing how it comes out. So look out for that video when it comes out. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and we'll see you again in the next one. Look after yourselves. Cheers.